Hey everybody, welcome to Colin's Creatures. Today I'm in South Philly, and between the stadiums, the Italian market, and the Philly cheesesteak places, there is also a reptile store, Jay's Exotic Reptiles and Plants. So I'm going to go inside for a store tour and see what animals I can find. Hey Jake.
Hey Colin, how are you?
I'm good.
What are you doing in my neck of the woods?
Well, I'm here for a store tour.
So
this is Jay, he's the store proprietor, and this is Nick, he's the reptile parent, and I can check out the store.
Yeah, awesome. Where would you like to start, I guess?
Well, right here.
Alright, so we pride ourselves in bringing a little bit of pets that are kind of like okay to live in Philadelphia, like in the small kind of like apartment places, but we have a Chinese gecko, so I'll let you find him. Good luck.
There he is. So this is a Chinese cave gecko. It's a really neat guy. Really like how he has his real dark coloration then with the yellow and white stripes on his body and tail.
These guys got really bright eyes the more they eat. So they eat mostly roaches, but they got really bright red eyes.
That's really cool.
Oh, here, check out this collar lizard.
This is cool. I like his blue coloration and his black stripes around his neck that give him the name collared lizard.
Yeah, these guys are very active. So same care as a bearded dragon. You'll probably will only run into one of these in a zoo. They're pretty rare lately, so they are protected somewhere. In some of this, I think they're protected in certain states, not all states, but they are bred in captivity. These guys are captive bred, and then during the breeding season, they get bluer. The more closer they get to the breeding season, the bluer they get.
That's cool. Also, I heard that in the wild, the collar lizards will run on their hind legs away from roadrunners.
Oh yeah, that's true. If you like something that's super active, these are your guys. They're not chill at all like bearded dragons. These guys love to be active, eat a lot, lots of superworms, a lot of fatty meals. I was losing count of that almost what I had for so long. So this is Max. So Max, I kind of forgot how old he is, but he's a Red Footed Tortoise. He's one of my first pets that I've ever gotten. So he really got me into reptiles. Actually, the main reason is because when I first started, I bought one. I thought I did my research, but he sadly passed away. I contacted the breeder, and the breeder was like, "Well, they're a little bit more communal than what people give them credit for. So I'll get you another one, but you have to get two." So I ended up getting two. I have the other one upstairs for the winter. And then somehow I just ended up doing my research. Found out there's, over 10 years ago, there really wasn't that much out there. And then, we slowly learned a little bit more about them every day. So these guys need meat protein, which people don't realize. If not, their back legs stop working. Most people grow them really fast, and that causes more pyramiding. With this one, as you can tell, he's pyramiding is pretty kept to a low. We let him, go in the mud and dig in. I don't really care that they're, he's shiny all the time. They're very good food, oriented, and they do recognize your steps. So when they hear your steps, they actually come out. It's mostly most-sided because he wants food, but as you can tell, he's always looking for food. And then, I bought some crested geckos. I love crested geckos. I'm obsessed with them. I have over, 300 in my collection. And I had to, justify having so many animals. So I bought a store to help people out, keep pet care simple. That's always been my motto. People overcomplicate things. So, I think that most people, if you give them a simple way of doing things and then build from that, then they learn. You can keep animals, you know, sometimes as simple as paper towels. If people laugh about it, but sometimes that's the best thing for an animal. And then you can go bioactive, which we specialize in. So we, over the years, have learned and done our research in different libraries, different things. And then we wanted to share that with the community. So now we have all this.
So Jay, what made you want to make a store in South Philly?
So I came into South Philly about 22 years ago. When I graduated college, I graduated with a degree in exercise and then one in biology. And I realized I didn't know what to do with my life. So I just decided to travel. The first city that I went to was Philadelphia, and I realized that it felt like home. So I never wanted to leave Philadelphia. So I was like, you know what? I want to be part of a neighborhood. I don't want to be part of like a mall. So we bought the building, and then decided, like, you know, share this with Philadelphia, and realizing that Philadelphia has a very large reptile community. And they've been very welcoming. They love us, and right now we're going on a 3rd year in business as a storefront and 11th year as a business.
That's really cool. So Jay, I see that you have some Sandfish Skinks in here.
Why don't you just grab one and fish one out?
Find one. This one
You gotta be quick. They're like fish.
So I finally caught one. It took much longer than I thought it was going to catch them. And they have these really flat noses that help them dig through the sand. And their toes are also really flat. So when they put their toes together, it acts kind of like shovels. So can you tell me what it's like to keep them, Jay?
Yeah, so they're very easy to keep. They are very communal, so you should have at least a group of like 2 to 5. They're light bearers, so one day you'll have a couple, and then one day you'll have like 10 of them. The babies do have to grow with the parents for at least a month. They eat a little bit of the poop to get the probiotics in, so they don't do well if they don't get with the parents for a little bit. But other than that, you'll get a tank of sand. They like to hunt their prey early morning and late in the afternoon, so whenever it's the coolest in the hot day. But they do like to swim, so it's like having like a fish without the water. All right, and the cool thing about them is they do that very well.
So right here I got a yellow Uromastyx. They are from Africa and have these really spiny tails. And while this one is yellow, they come in many other variations like red and ornate. And they live in high temperatures and they eat vegetation. So I'm gonna put him back. And I really like this enclosure and how it's set up, like with the rocks and the sand and all the extra things they can climb on.
Yeah, we like to give them like a really good setup where they, you know, we would have them just like at our homes. Like these pets, if they don't sell, they become actually our own pets, so they can live here for the rest of their life if they don't find a new home.
So right here we got a whole bunch of more tortoises.
So yeah, we always try to keep a variety of guys available. You know, for example, we have like a small stuff like a hermits. Something that you don't see very often are like elongated tortoises. They're great companions for redfoot. So if you want something different and you have a redfoot, they eat the same diet. We have here a redfoot. Sometimes it's hard to tell between the cherryhead and the redfoots, but they're about the same. And then we have the sulcatas. Sulcatas are the world's strongest, 3rd largest tortoise. So an animal like this is not something that you would buy here. If you just live in Philadelphia and you don't have a place to put them, you need a very big enclosure, somewhere to put them in the winter. So most people that buy them are either outside of the city, somewhere where they have a barn, where they can keep these guys, because this cute little thing, in like about 10 years, it'll be about 100 pounds. So they get very, very big. And then, you know, they mostly eat tortoise diet. Some fruits and some vegetables, and these guys eat a little bit of bug matter or a little rodent matter once a month. The cool thing is, well, people don't know, is if you don't keep them, if you don't give them a little bit of meat matter, the back legs will stop working.
So you not only sell reptiles, you also sell plants.
So yeah, so we do a lot of plants that are easy to take care of at home, also great for terrariums, so we do all bioactive stuff. So I'll show you my favorite plant probably in the store. So every plant, believe it or not, has actually a number. So this one's called Philodendron 69686. I always forget the number. But this plant was thought to be Philodendron jopii, and they actually changed it. They realized when they did the DNA sequence that it wasn't. So they changed it back to the number. And then the cool thing about this plant is it builds a symbiotic relationship with ants. So it starts making little sugar cubes in the bottom of it. So a lot of plants will do that with different insects to attract them, to, you know, protect them. Their belief is that this is for protection. So if there's fire ants, then no one's going to want to eat them. So we keep a lot of different like plants and so on.
So they got an egg-eating snake, and I have an egg-eating snake too, but mine is a Gansey, this one is a Scabra, which has this really awesome pattern. Now egg-eating snakes are really cool because they don't have teeth, and they have this hump in the back, on their back, which is a special vertebrae that they use to crack the eggshells, where they then swallow the insides of the egg and then spit out the shell. And when they're scared, they will coil around and rub their keeled scales together to make a hissing sound, since they don't have teeth and they can't hurt you. So we got a couple of leopard geckos here. So can you tell me more about like your leopard geckos?
So these guys, I breed a lot of albinos and a lot of giants. So if you can tell the difference, that's a giant, that's the normal leopard gecko. So the only way to tell them apart is if it keeps growing like that, it's a giant, and if it stops growing after a year, it's a normal. But we breed a lot of albinos. Everything's het albino here of some sort. We breed most of our leopard geckos that we bring in into the store. So, and these are the fun first pet. Probably one of the most popular pet geckos out there.
So Nick here is the invertebrate guy, and here we have a large curly hair and a Brachypelma amelia tarantula.
This right here, straightforward Nicaraguan curly hair. She's an absolutely fuzzy, beautiful mama. And then over here, we have a commonly confused for multiple different kinds of similar looking tarantulas. But this is the Mexican redleg, otherwise known as the Brachypelma amelia. Straightforward terrestrial tarantula. Gorgeous red patterning on the legs as well.
So right here we got a carpet python and a bearded dragon. So Jay, you took these in as rescues. Can you tell me more about them?
Yeah, I do. So we keep here an open door policy, and we tell people, like, if you can't take care of your pet, you should bring them in. These guys both were very neglected, and we nurse them back to health at our cost. And usually they find a good home, or they become permanent residents like these two. So, I always tell people, so you can't take care of pets, especially in Philadelphia, or if you bought a pet from us, you are more than welcome to bring them back. That way you don't feel like trapped, because we know like things happen.
So I had a great time looking around Jay's exotic reptiles and plants, and thanks for having me, Jay and Nick, and showing me around the awesome animals. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and I'll see you next time on Colin's Creatures.